Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well, had a good week. Getting ready to get live. Just a couple minutes here. Yep, Tricky 2K, we're doing it. We're gonna get science fictional and science factual.
Nice. Or fiction. Fiction? What's the opposite of science?
Fantasy?
Oh, there you go. Fantasy fiction. This is not flowing the way I'm expecting
No.
it to in my brain.
I get where you were going with that.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Didn't work. All right. Tommy, we got a whole list of things. We have these are like mini models. These are models that, looking at, I can't see them taking a full session, so we're going to play with them, spend a little time on them. We got the Tesla Cybertruck, the Falcon rocket, the spaceship USS Enterprise, and the Tardis. So we're going to model it all.
There you go. There's a link. There's a link.
There we go. That's right. It's in the forum. All right, guys, welcome. And I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to throw this out there. I gave up on the hat. I couldn't do it anymore. I was feeling stifled. And the more time went by, the longer my hair grew under the hat. And it just insulated my head more. And it's becoming a hothead. It was just all bad. So.
Well, now your brain can breathe, so I bet
right.
you'll be able to start doing math, using guides, extensions,
Whoa.
all kinds of stuff.
Let's take it easy there. Not gonna go for that, but yeah, at some point I'll probably have to do something about it. Can you still buy Floby? That's still a thing?
Yeah, you can actually. I remember when this first started, reading something about how there was a shortage of them on the Amazon.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I might have to go grab one of those and play with it because, yeah, this is several inches of hair happening, and at this point, it's just
all you need is a bowl.
That's true. No, but see the problem. My problem is it'll come over here and it'll get in my face, and then that's my problem right there. So I was telling Jody what I need is a nice SketchUp barrette that I could just stick right into my hair right there and just hold it back. That'd be pretty. That'd be nice.
I'm hoping that by the time we're back in the office, you can full on pompadour, like Elvis Presley style, just be like.
If I get back to the office, I'm gonna stop by and get a haircut on the way. So.
Literally, first day back, you're just like, I'm gonna be in late today.
I'll be in at noon. Yeah.
At noon? Wow, that's gonna take a long time to get cut.
I don't know. I've never had this much hair to get cut off before, so. We'll see. Welcome to SketchUp Live, everybody. If you haven't been here before, my name is Aaron. With me is Jody.
That's me.
And we are SketchUp employees, and we're here to talk to you about SketchUp and draw some stuff in SketchUp. That's how we spend our Friday afternoons with you guys. So, yeah. So let's hop in. And let me let you guys know this. I did do a little bit of reconfiguring to my workspace. So I moved some things around. So Jody is now over there. So if I turn this way, it's because I'm looking at Jody. Of course, he sees me from over here. And the camera used to be right here in the middle, but now it's kind of off to the center. So if I'm ever looking up like this, it's not dementia or heat stroke or anything like that. It's because I forgot where the camera is for a second. So. Forgive me while I adjust.
It could also be those things.
That's always possible. It's supposed to be like 80 something again today, right? Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's just shy of 80 in here now, so that'll be fun.
Good news is I'm in the basement, and so I've got a hoodie on, and I'm wearing socks just to stay warm.
I still
urging my dog to go into the desk so I can tuck my feet under her.
I have extras. I look like Rhett Butler. I'm not a woman.
No, it's from Gone with the Wind.
Oh, I'll take that. Who am I thinking of? Who's that? Yeah, I'll take. Yes. What was that? What's that actor's name? Just need a pencil mustache.
Well, he's got a pencil mustache.
Yeah, I'm saying I just need to shave this down and shape it.
Do it.
Yeah, Hope you guys are everybody's welcome. Welcome everyone. This is going to be fun.
Aaron's Steve's showing his age by dropping Gone with the Wind references.
Oh, thanks, Grandpa Steve.
Yeah.
All right, Clark Gable. There we go. Brett Butler. Thank you. The female comedian. Different person.
I don't think I know who that is.
If you look up a picture, you'll recognize her.
Oh, yeah, I do. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The comedian, yes. She did not have the same mustache as Clark Gable.
No, we don't talk about her mustache. It's just not nice.
I decided I'm thinking that maybe I'll break down and cut my own hair once I go full on mullet mode. Once the hair hits the collar, maybe that's the time to cut your own hair. I don't know if that's a good one.
That's exactly when I do it.
Yeah. Jody wears very high collars.
Yeah, they're literally just, it's a hoodie.
That's right.
The collar is a
the
hood.
hair touches the hoodie. Oh, I know. I gotta leave it alone. I can't help it. I'm compulsively.
I run my hands through it.
All right, let's model some things. That's where we need to get to now. Okay, so I did create a spot in our forum, so you guys can head over here and actually post images or comments or whatever. You can even download the same images that I'm going to use. They're all up here on the forum. Resized to the highest possible resolution by Colin. That was awesome. And we're going to go ahead and just hop right in. Again, everything that we're modeling right now were recommendations from you guys. Everybody had, one or more people had each of these as a recommendation of what we should model. And they're all going to be, I think, pretty good models, but none of them are going to be super time consuming. So I was thinking these will probably all be 30, 40 minute models at most. So with that in mind, we're just going to kind of hop right in. So I figure I will start with the oldest. This is a science fact model. This is the Tesla Cybertruck. Oldest like real, well, no. Oldest is in fictional life? I don't know. We're crossing the lines here. Everything's so blurry already. I don't know. I'm just going to start inputting a model.
I'd like to hear the explanation of how Tesla truck is the oldest.
Well, because the Enterprise is in the far future, right? And Doctor Who, I don't know. I really don't know much about Doctor Who, but that seems pretty futuristic to have a time machine. So I'm assuming that happens.
Okay. So the fact that the first two in the list already exist means they're older than the two things which will happen in the future.
Right. And the Falcon 9, the newest iteration, I believe was unveiled after the Cybertruck. I might have fair. Those two might be close.
I think the Tardis is, by fiction terms, a lot older because he's, centuries old.
Yeah, but is the TARDIS itself from the future going back, or did it always exist? I don't know. I don't know Doctor Who. I know that one guy wore a killer scarf way before everybody over at Hogwarts made wearing striped scarves cool. So, other than that,
well, and I don't know if time travel works like with string theory and like, do they all exist at the exact same time and in the future and in the past? I don't know.
From what I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of Doctor Who, but I kind of feel like they play it pretty fast and loose.
Oh yeah.
Like
whatever works for this.
Yeah. Screw it.
Ed Grimley. What the man? Dave Richards also showing his age.
It is long enough that I could get a sweet Ed Grimley bang here. Look at that. Looking pretty good, I must say. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow. Focus. All right. Whoa, that's not
Stay on target.
That's right. Okay, so
wait, why are there no Star Wars ships in this list?
Because we've done Star Wars. We've done the Mandalorian helmet. We've done Baby Yoda. We've done lightsabers. We did the Razor Crest. We started with the Millennium Falcon. I think I've done the Death Star 2 or 3 different times on live streams. So.
All right, fine.
Yeah. Okay, so here was my thinking. So really, as I looked at this, when you look at the Cybertruck, there's only a handful of planes. So from the side, you have this near vertical face right here. Actually, it may actually be close to vertical. And then it slopes up. So that's the sides, goes like this. Looking at it from profile right this, you have like front and back, and then the top go up. And then everything else is square except for the front end has these kind of little angled knockoffs that are actually out of plane. So this is actually the most complicated geometry, is the front end right here. So I figured let's just go ahead and mass out the top based on these images. We'll just get that profile first, and then when we have that profile, we can add as much detail as we want within. Like I said, I don't want to work on this for hours. I figure we get a decent looking model in about 30 minutes. So we'll see how that goes, how that concept goes. So,
starting the timer now.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to need somebody to keep tally of how many times Aaron touches his hair.
Okay. Yeah, now that I'm really good at saving, you guys have to come up with something else to give me crap about.
Kai already asked you to save.
Dang, come on, Kai. Give me a break. Okay, so there's a couple ways I could do this. I could, my initial thought was to do two solids and create a difference between them, but it doesn't work. So the projection across this way is the same, right? So it goes this way, the same, but this way it doesn't actually work because this panel line isn't parallel to the bottom of the truck. It actually slopes up. So this panel right here is actually at an angle to this piece right here. So I'm thinking instead what I might do is come in and looks like my image is just off of plane 2. So what I think I'm going to do is something like this. I'm going to model big. I'm going to go a little bit big because it's easier to come back and cut out wheel wells or spots for the bumpers than it is to try to build them back out. So I'm going to start.
I have to comment really quick.
All right.
I'm not having the ability to watch you model. We didn't get that screen set up or something.
Oh, I shared it.
All
I think I bumped my USB.
I'm staring up your nostrils right now. Yeah, got a little something there. That's fine. I'll just watch 20 seconds.
I got you. I got you. Better? Wait for it.
Wait perfect. For it. Yeah.
Right.
Also, Tricky 2K pointed out that 30 minutes is longer than they actually spent designing it at the Tesla office. So you should be able to get this done.
That's true. I don't have a 2x4 and a belt sander to make the original concept design. I'm sorry. We're joking, Elon. We love you. All right. So let's, I don't need this to stay here. All right. So with those shapes, I'm going to take that and flip that vertically. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this, by the way. So, winging it. So this is the peak right here. So as I look at it, you can see that this, let me slide that in just a little bit more. It does look like it kind of, I can't tell if that's, let me draw a straight line right here too. I guess it is pretty close to straight. All right, so I'm going to take this piece right here, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop a line straight down to the surface, and then take that also and rotate it so that it hits. Now, I know I'm creating distortion. I will fix that, but I wanted to just see what that looked like. Okay, I think that's going to work. Okay. So I created kind of a mess here when I rotated that because it's off. It's off. It's off. It's off. That's all. That's okay. So at this point, I'm just kind of getting my bearings. So this is kind of a weird compound shape because it goes up and then tries to stay vertical. So what we'll do is...
I do have to say that this technique you're using, I think this is the first time I've seen you try and model in this manner. I think it's the first time I've watched anybody try and model in this manner.
Well, it's because I'm making it all up as I go.
It's not obvious. It doesn't show.
Oh, good.
4 minutes in. Keep going.
Oh, I forgot about the timer. Jody the timer. Yeah. So how does that... I'm just seeing how out of plane we are. Okay, that works. That's all gonna work. All right, so what I'm gonna do is draw a line down and over, but that is not in plane. So what I need to do, oh, it's awful close though. Man, that is so close. So I need to move this point right here so that it's in plane with these pieces. There we go. All right, so now we got half of that chunk of truck. I'm going to take all of that, go back to vertical. Hold on. Take that line to vertical. There we go. And I will take a copy of that. I'll bring that over to this side right here. I will invert that with scale. Slide it back over again. There we go. And with that...
Kai had a reference to Tron, suggesting you can make a truck look like it's from Tron. And I'm thinking more so, we should totally have a light cycle on this list of things to model. Or maybe that's a future model. I don't know.
That's a fun... Well, see, depending on which light cycle you model, that's either like an hour model or a couple hours.
But it's cool, nonetheless.
That's right. Yeah, so there's, like I said, there's several ways I know people are coming up with different ways to do it. There's many ways we could actually get this modeled. I'm actually intentionally trying something a little different. But there, with that, we have our initial, kind of the initial geometry. Let's go ahead and drop this. I'm going to take this point right here. I'm going to put it down on the page, right at the peak of my reference model. Look at this in plane. Okay, so we got a couple things going on here. I'll turn on X-ray. All right, all right. That front comes down a little bit further than, oh, because when I tilted it this way, I messed with my angles. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw a line on
little
here.
Things about experimenting, aren't we?
Life's an experiment, Jody.
It is true.
That's okay.
You only get one. You only get one attempt, though. So,
as far as we know. All right.
Touche.
All right. So, oops, that did not go where I wanted it to. Draw a line across.
So, you're taking so long. I'm over here looking up light cycles. There's actually somebody actually made a real light cycle.
Oh yeah.
This thing looks cool. It's street legal too. Oh, but it doesn't have a big laser that comes out of the back. Psh, fake
That's
news.
not a light cycle then.
No, this is a cycle.
I got an issue already. My lines are not perpendicular.
Did you say, what did you say? Why you didn't want to just do like intersect with Model E,
Because
extrude through
this is
step?
not straight. It actually comes down. So that plane, all right, here's what I'm going to do. As is constantly recommended, I'm going to model half this thing.
What? It is symmetrical.
It's supposed to be.
I wonder how many you kids playing at home put in your $100 to reserve a Tesla truck when they come out.
Oh, dang, what? Everything's wrong on this. All right, hold up.
Kai's only here for the Tardis. Kai, you might be here a little while.
That's the last one.
Yeah, based on the list. I think we're going to try doing something sort of high tech with the playback though, and actually put timestamps for when each of these starts. I saw someone else do that.
Yeah, it happens. Oh, because this is not straight. Duh. Oh man, we're not off to a good start. This will not be the first time I've said that though. Hold up.
Oh, I sure can. What's Box's Facebook channel called? Remember?
Box GIFs. I think if anybody's looking based on that that post that was put up, I think the problem was that there was a typo. It's just BOX. It's not BOXX.
You know, as funny as I also just literally just went and searched for 2X. Is it even 2X's on the forum?
Nope. It's just BOX. Always has been.
Don't confuse it with GIF box, which is a
box full of GIFs.
Not in English.
Oh. Well, he is Australian, but he does speak English.
Ish, right? I saw something recently suggesting that America is basically the world's Florida man, but I think that Australia might still actually, they might still own that.
That's awesome. All right. Enough of this shenanigans. I am going to, time to get real. It's time to get real. Real. Ah, there's a problem.
This is when you turn the chair around and sit on it backwards.
No, I had a stray edge on that corner that was messing with me. All right, but we're good now. We're good. Everybody's good. All right, there we go. Try again. Copy it, scale it, bring that over. And then here was where I had a problem, is I didn't actually align these two pieces. There we go. See, now they're aligned. I should use straight lines. Yep, see that red line closed it. Grab this one, drag it this way. Red line closes it. My two halves were just off of each other, so I did not have a symmetric piece there. There we go.
Sure it's box GIFs, or is it not just box? Because I can find just box. I can't find box GIFs.
I think that's his Facebook name.
So just box has GIFs on it. And stuff he's done did.
It could be. It could be. That's all I got.
Oh, you know what? So it's just called box. Okay, yeah, never mind. I got it. I'm posting it. Here it comes. Hold on, everybody.
Hold on. All right.
When you're on the page, it just says box, but then the @ is box GIFs.
That's it. That's the one. Okay.
Yep.
Here we go. So we got this profile. This is good. It'll get cut off here for the tail. Get a octagonal wheel well. So weird. And then on the front end, so what's going to happen is this. I'm going to put a line right here in the center. And then I'm going to continue that line down like that. Okay. Actually, same thing on the sides. So the sides are going to continue to come out too a little bit. Remember these, I can't just use push-pull because I'm actually off of square right now. Okay. So I'm just going to create a couple surfaces like that cross over each other. And then I can just draw a line at the intersection like that. I don't have to do this, but I could just do that too. And what I'm looking for, what I'm trying to create here, just so you guys understand my thinking. That's something.
Use that term lightly.
Yeah. So you understand what's going on here. Is that better? I'm just trying to continue these planes out. And then what I'll do is I'll come in and cut them with some lines here. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and throw a flag on top, and like that. Then I can use these two things along with Curic Mirror to copy that. Did not go where that's because that's not the middle. That's not the middle at all. How about that? That better?
Looks okay.
Odd. Let's flip that and manually put that where it's supposed to go. All right. So that's just I guess I could just draw the extra line and close this thing up. All right. So there's our our bar of soap chopped up. You know, it's funny because when I saw this, I had a very specific reaction to this design. And it was not necessarily a bad reaction, but it very much reminded me of like Blade Runner or Total Recall, or apparently an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie of some sort. But it just had that like 80s sci-fi kind of thing going on. Anybody else get that?
So you know it was modeled from the Blade Runner. I mean, like someone actually found the truck in the original Blade Runner.
Oh, really? Well, that would explain it. Because it looks like some low-budget sci-fi, like made for TV sci-fi or something, took like an old Ford and just kind of bent some metal and dropped it over top and said, "It's sci-fi. It's from the future now."
Yeah. Mad Max is what I'm hoping comes next, is somebody trying to model something from Mad Max.
I mean, leave it in the desert for a couple decades and let it rust up, and then put a machine gun on top.
The only problem is that people
Come on,
walk
Volvo.
by it and get tetanus.
Hey, you know what I should do?
Nah, don't do it. I know what you're thinking, and I don't think you should do it. I do not support it.
I already did it. It's done, been did. All right. I'm going to take my cutter now, and I'm just going to say subtract that from the main mass. And there we go. Again, this is like a majority of what we have. But one thing you'll notice is that does cut back. See right here? Cuts back a little bit. So I'm going to come in here, grab these 3 lines. So this really... So one of the issues that's going to come into play now is autofold and distortion. So you guys know I always recommend having a personal model going on. So whatever you model for work or for however you use SketchUp on a daily basis, you should also have just a fun model happening. So whatever that is, however that looks, you should have something that you get to do that's just you, that's your model. So I just started modeling the Rocinante from the Escape, which is something I may give up on.
The Expanse.
The Expanse. The Escape. Huh? The Expanse.
Hit the Escape key, maybe.
From the Expanse. And it's crazy. It has all these surfaces, and every time you move one point, it breaks your other surface over here like this. So this is kind of cool because this is what I've been messing with. So in this case, what happened, I'm only going to look at these 4 planes right here, right? So I want one rectangle coming down and then another rectangle, one surface. I could come in here. If I was really under the gun, I could just go like that and say that's good enough. But I'm curious if I can, see if I erase them, of course they go away. So what I want to do, this is going to get a little weird, I'll be honest, is I want this surface to continue down and then this surface to continue down, and I want to find where they lap, where they cross over each other, and that's going to be my new line. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this line right here.
YouTube said to comb. Apparently, instead of saving, we're combing.
I'm not going to do it. You guys make fun of me. I'm not going to do it. All right.
By the way, yeah, all these words we're using is slowing you down. We're at 20 minutes right now.
So much
20.
talking. I'm going to take this line, stick it right here, continue that out. That, bring it back. Wait, that did not close. There we go. So that is where those 2 lines, 2 planes would cross each other. So that means if I go like this and then erase this, this one will have to draw a line back to the corner. I can erase all this mess, and now I have did I click on the wrong line? Take that line, continue it out like that, draw that back up, line there, there we go. And that's, everything's in plane there, nothing's actually has to be hidden. So I'm just going to get rid of all this, grab these 2 planes, and then stick it right there. All right. Now, all we have to do did I drop below?
I don't know.
Oh,
For
I
some
didn't
reason,
go. I'm a little high.
your stuff's still not working.
But do I get cut off? It gets cut
I
off.
still
Doesn't
can't
matter.
watch what you're doing. So I don't know.
Did you lose it again?
It's like it didn't properly work before. Like I saw it briefly when you clicked it, and then for some reason, I don't know. Could be Google Hangouts just being hateful too.
That's probably it. It's probably a personal thing, you and Google Hangouts. Jody versus Hangouts.
I don't understand. I thought we were friends.
Live and learn. Oh, here's what I didn't do. I did not
comb your hair.
Put those at the right spot at all. All right, so let's bring that back to where it's supposed to be. And I can take all this, extend that along. This is not starting well. I'll say that right this second. All right. I was so concerned that this was going to be simple that I was like, kind of. There we go. That's what I actually want. Looking good. Looking good. Grab all that. Intersect face with selection, and that will actually fix that, fix that, erase that and that. Erase all of that. All right. Oop. Why erase that? Okay, there we are. Back to where we should be. Now, I come out of context. I want to draw this octagon. So how can we? Where should we? I'm wondering if I'd love to get a proper octagon here, but I wonder if I can find the center of it. Let's just try. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, let's just test that little question.
Maybe it's not an actual octagon. Maybe it's just has the shape of it. Doesn't look like it lines up with the real octagon. Come on, Elon.
I'm betting it is an octagon. I mean, Elon was on Joe Rogan's show, and Joe Rogan is big into UFC. And where do they fight in? An octagon. So obviously, octagon will well.
While that is solid logic, I can't really go any further than that. All right, I'm going to take that, bring this up like this, like this. Fortunately, this may be where I shoot myself in the foot and say something stupid, but I believe that the next model we do won't take near as much time.
Because you're going to go back to doing it the smart way?
Man, no love.
I'm sorry. That's not fair. You're going to go back to
it's fine.
doing
Cool.
modeling.
Whatever.
Just use your hair, daub that out of there.
Wipe my tears with my flowing locks.
Is this new emo Aaron? I'm digging it. This is the beginning of a transformation next week.
Enjoy.
Next week you'll be in all black.
Okay. All right, so let's take these now. We'll bring those and put them into the surface. Nice, I like it. So let's move forward just a scoosh, just a touch. Awesome.
I don't know if you watched yesterday, but they announced the PlayStation 5 with lots of cool new Sony exclusives.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, pretty hot. They did not re-show the tech demo from Epic, though.
That was epic. All right, I'm going to create a cutter. It's going to come up to the middle here, and it's going to go this direction. Just carry it through. Here, I'm going to carry that through. Do that and take this line, bury that right in the middle there. Put that into a group. Let's get rid of that. There's my problem. Take that knocked off corner, flip it, delete it, delete it, delete it. Whoop, too much, too much. Yeah, it's not an octagon, not an octagon. It's octagonal, but not a full octagon. How's that sound? And push that down to the center. We'll just take that all the way through. So that's going to get cut out of the car body. And then I think, here, let's see, I think we can do the same geometry. Whoops. I think I tapped option there. I did. Cool. I think we might be able to use the exact same cutter twice. Maybe with a little modification. Here, let's hide that. And then, whoops. Hide that. And bring this back this way. Yep, we can, but we actually have to just pull this up a little higher. All right, pull that down. My cutters end up being huge, like way too big.
Just looking at their simple shape, I was thinking maybe you were actually also going to model up the robots from Interstellar.
Ah.
Which were just basically big rectangles.
Okay, keep it simple, right? Get these, they're not quite in the window well, wheel well. There we go. Unhide all. Oh, I'm in context. Out of context, edit. Unhide all. All right. And slide that. There we go. Move that forward. I'm just getting the geometry so that it goes under that wheel well is all I'm really messing with right here. All right. There we go. Whew. Man, simple shape, huh? All right, I'm going to grab all of it. Let's get upright for this last part. Oof, made a hover car. Looks sweet. All right, so now I'm going to take this and cut it from this. Then I'm going to take this.
Oh,
cut
32 minutes.
Oops. Got some stray geometry in there. There we go. Cut it from this. Yeah, 32 minutes, but I think I'm kind of done. Oh, I didn't know this wasn't solid. Take these two. I will plant my flag and use Curic Mirror to, whoops, hit the wrong button. Option, not Shift. What the? Okay, somehow this line got shifted. So this is not in the middle of, this line's not in the middle of the truck anymore. All right, that's, all right, let's get that back where it's supposed to be. There we go. I don't know how that happened. All right, anyhow, finishing this up. Grab these two. Hopefully this, we'll see if this is centered now. Shift, Option, click. There we go. That's where they're supposed to be. And these don't actually drop this far down. So we will push these back up to here. And I'm going low tech with my tires. I'm sorry.
It's fine because you're at time. You got to do what you got to do.
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna go in context, paste it, bring them on out. I'm surprised. That was a lot more than I was expecting. That was more work than I thought that would be.
Well, now you can appreciate the design prowess that is the Tesla team. Huh?
I mean, it was still only 35 minutes of modeling.
Yeah, but it totally could have been 30 minutes of modeling.
Well, yeah, I had an oops there. I'll own that. I was just thinking about, and maybe we'll outer shell this thing. Oh, but I can't because they're not solids. So I'd have to go in here. Fix that first. There we go.
We got to try and reshare your screen again too, in hopes that maybe it works this time.
Jody wants to know what's going on.
I do. I feel so helpless.
It says I'm presenting to you, so I don't know.
Oh, and I've got the little thing they're saying you are, but nothing's showing up. See in the corner, you joined.
Can you see me now?
No, it just comes back to your hairy mug.
Oh.
Well, we'll have to work this out after the show.
Okay.
I guess.
Here, let me try one other thing because I don't want to leave you hanging. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. What if I do this?
See, the corner says Aaron joined. I see a picture of what you're looking at. But then it comes back to your muted version. Or that's weird.
Huh. Well, I don't know.
I don't either. Maybe it's a stupid extension. I'll play around with it.
Okie doke.
Don't mind me.
All right, so there we got the Tesla. I'll save this all into a single model and post it. So if you guys want to come in and color it or, do something better with it. But I was surprised because the sides are vertical, but everything else was actually, the planes are a little more work than I was expecting. Maybe that's why I hurt myself there. All right, let's get big. Let's do some rockets. This is going to be, like I said, this should be fairly easy. Let's go import.
Okay, I'm about to hit refresh, so I might disappear.
Okay.
I'll be
Bye,
right
Jody.
back, if so.
Yeah, Jody's gone. You guys feel free to talk about Jody now. Oh, he's back already.
Yeah, hey, but it works. I can see your stuff again.
All right. So it's your fault.
Maybe. I don't know. I turned off extensions. There are no extensions to interfere any longer.
All right.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Kind of regretting this decision now.
Did you lose it? Oh, yeah. You're a funny guy.
Real funny.
Real funny. All right, so here's where this is going to be easier, I think. I believe that I can take a line and draw it from top to bottom. And then I believe, oh, there we go, it goes to there.
So functionally, what are those bits supposed to be? Is that are those reinforcements, you think, or?
Oh, these are the landing. Those are the things that pop
landing
out.
legs.
That's the the leggies.
Yeah, that's right there with the words. I think, do we already talk about this? How whenever we were watching the video and it showed the thing coming back down to land, and then the camera cuts out right as it's about to land,
Yeah.
and then it comes back, and you can see it landed.
It's just there. Everybody's clapping. Like, no, that's not fair. I felt like, what was her name in Misery? When she's talking about how she, Kathy Bates in Misery.
Kathy Bates. Yeah.
Where she's talking about, no, he didn't get out of the. I can't remember how she phrases that with not swearing.
I have actually not seen Misery.
Oh,
I know that it loves company, but that's all I know.
That's a good one. All right, so this is the thing: is the body of the rocket is this, and then we have some spots it breaks, and then there is a cluster of, I think, 9 boosters on the bottom, and then these legs that fold down, and that's it. So this is, it's just that simple. I mean, why it take so long to build that? No.
So I read that all 9 of the boosters are unique. There's something slightly different in each of them. So just remember that.
Did you say something? So I'm going to take this circle. I'm going to follow me. And all right, there we go. And I'm going to make that into a group. All right, so now we have a break right here, which is this break. And now we have a couple other spots where I want to go in and break it. So I'm going to grab my circle, which I know is lined up, and I'm just going to option copy that down. We'll drop one right there. We'll drop one right there. Drop one right there. And not that I want this to be permanent, but just so I have reference for like a break on the circle that I can use as reference, I'm going to pull one more down to about there. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'm going to grab all of that, take it off the image, and get rid of this X-ray stuff too. And then I will come in here. I will select this one. It says one face now because it's just or one surface because it's that curved volume. And I can just say intersect faces with model. So any place it hits anything on the model, which is going to be those locations. And I can get rid of all of that. Cool. Now, this is not a super clear image here, but we got something like that. Actually, I think obviously this is kind of blurry, but I think this is actually a little bit of a curve.
I wonder if I can find a better picture.
I don't bother, I'm almost done. Sounds like you're talking about accountability, Jody.
I'm not going to tell you if I find it, but I'm just going to see.
He's just curious. Let's hollow those out. I'm going to grab these 2 lines right here. I'm going to offset them, and then drag that straight across. There we go. Now if I take this and follow me, there we go. Nice. That's one good-looking booster. All right, so I'm going to make that
So-
into...
I'll admit I did not follow all this really super closely.
Mhm.
So what is the difference between Falcon 9 and the Dragon whatever?
The Dragon's actually the
part-
spaceship.
Okay. So this
I
is
thought it would be the
just
other way
rocket
around.
getting it up there.
Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You'd think that the Falcon would be dragging the rest of it. Huh? Right?
that happened. Okay, so I'm gonna bring my booster over, and I was honestly surprised because I really thought that would be the name of it, but it wasn't.
Yeah. I guess I hadn't considered that there were two different names until all of a sudden we started calling this Falcon, and I just sort of rolled with it until all of a sudden my brain kicked in.
Welcome to the party, brain. I did something odd. Somebody. This is not on axis. There we go.
Yeah, how are you going to do? How are they laid out with those 9 boosters?
I am assuming. I think it's 8 and then one in the middle. I mean, somebody can correct me on that because.
Yeah. I can find a picture of that. They're all covered with a little blue bag, but yeah, it's 8 and then one in the middle. Exactly.
All right. So I will do that. Oh, they're like. Is that it? Is that the Falcon 9? They're like in a grid. I thought they would be like around like this. Gusbert just posted an image in the.
Yeah, but I got a different image. I'm gonna throw mine up there as a
Fight.
competing. Fight.
I'm gonna see what happens. Let's say I was to do
Here's
this.
mine. That's the one I'm looking at whenever I assume that 9 is correct.
Go to 45 degrees 7x. Just gonna give me that. And then I can take this one, move it vertically to that center line. Where is that?
So be honest. Are you loving the fact that you've got 17 monitors surrounding you now?
My neck's getting sore.
Yeah. It looks like it from that picture.
Yeah,
the
that
current
was what
camera
I
angle.
had pictured. That's a little bit of validation. I don't know. Here's what
Yeah,
I'll say in defense of anybody who's trying to find any images. There was a lot of rockets, right? This is the 9th iteration, but it's not like there's sub iterations too. Right? So there was 9.1, 9.2, so there's a lot of rockets they made.
Now, the image I got comes from a headline of recovered SpaceX Falcon 9 booster moves back to KSC for eventual ... I didn't click the link.
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I think so. S like Sam, Kentucky spiced chicken.
No, I want chicken. I leave these modeling sessions hungry pretty regularly. All right, so we got these legs. So what I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm going to draw
Kai said the 9 stands for the number of engines, so...
Oh, it's not the 9th iteration?
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
Which explains why I've got this other image that's up here that says it's the Falcon 9 exhibit, Falcon 9 booster exhibit. How can there already be a booster exhibit for something that just happened 2 days ago or whatever?
It's never too early to exhibit stuff. Yeah. All right. So what I'm doing, so here's what I just did. Now I got like a Buck Rogers version of or Estes rocket. I drew a line straight up at my quadrants, so vertical and then horizontal, and then a line in the middle that I took up to this ring. This ring is where I wanted to potentially intersect. And that gave me the approximate placement of where the cutouts are. Because depending on the picture you look at, this has it kind of have them kind of like popping out, but I think that might just be like, look, here's where they are. Because once they close in, they look pretty flat. That was one of the things that actually amazed me when they showed the rocket ready to launch. Is it was like just flat. There was no extrusions, nothing sticking out. Especially after my childhood, watching people launch in the space shuttle, right? Which is like,
just seems like they're taping rockets all around.
Oh
that
man,
thing.
it's just like it's just a cluster in the best possible way. But yeah. So this. So what I'm thinking is it kind of goes up and it looks like they kind of taper a little bit. So I think what I'll do is do something like that maybe. I gotta figure out how to get that on the same spot.
So I'm finding a lot of pictures of it sitting on the ground, but I'm not seeing. Oh, found a Lego version.
Man, Lego's on it. They. All right, that's gonna work right there. So I'm gonna take. Hold up. I don't need all this. Don't need all this. Oops, something. I drew a line wrong. There we go. Broken. Okay, so I'm gonna take this geometry and I'm going to, I want to put that on there 4 times. So it breaks it in 4 spots. So I'm going to go, actually try an X-ray. That way I can use my middle point, this line right here. Grab that by the center. All right, take it.
Oh, I forgot to
Option.
start a new timer.
.90 degrees, 3 times. There we go. So these aren't actually going to stay on here. These are just cutting planes. So all I want to do now is same thing I did before. The way I put the rings on there is come in here. Actually, get rid of this ring because that was just, this ring was just for reference, so I can delete that. Now I can select this surface, intersect face with model, and almost, oh so close. What did I do?
Did you see Andy's picture of the landing gear, the landing legs on the forum? It's right above my post.
But those are deployed, right?
Yeah, they're deployed.
I'm modeling tucked. Nope.
Well, so mostly I'm looking at it trying to figure out.
I'm gonna cut this. Sorry.
Like I wonder if they put an indentation for those legs to sort of tuck into.
Yeah, from what I saw is like when they folded up, like I said, they were like flat to the surface, and when they popped out, yeah, there was like a hole where they used to go.
Well, so what you really see in his is that mostly it just left behind a really clean spot because of all the all the soot or whatever, char, black burny bits.
All right. Hold up, I gotta hop back on the forum real quick and look at. So they do have, there is, it is interesting. It's masking. It's just masked right there. So what we do have is there's also, in addition to this, there's kind of a arc that goes like that. Let's see, how would we do that? Let's do this. Let's go from here to here. And then
it's going to take you twice as long to make the landing legs that are not even extended. That's true. To actually make the rocket itself.
There we go. So there's that little arc. So I'll grab all of that. Ooh, I should make it I don't have to make it a solid, never mind. And then I will just rotate that. Option 90 degrees, 3x, same as I did before. And I come in here, grab this geometry and just say intersect with model, because they're outside. And intersected. All right, and come back out of context. Get rid of all this. Get rid of all this. All this. That's kind of all there is. Like I said, this is the easier. This is the easiest of the three for sure. There's not a whole lot more to be modeled.
Yeah, fix your hair, good, and also save, and also drink.
Okay, Dad.
Save, drink, comb.
With flourish. All right, so last thing I might do here is I have these as separate pieces. Am I going to lose my lines if I use solid tools to try to combine these? Let's save and find out.
Yeah, why do you want to combine them?
I want to make a solid. So I say do that.
I guess. For no reason other than why not?
Yeah. Oh, this one's not solid for some reason. What's your problem? What's your problem, Booster? Straight edge.
That one right there.
Monster.
So like when you just tossed your hair back a second ago, was very reminiscent. As I think I've mentioned before, I've been watching way too many Adam Savage one-day builds here since I've been home. And there's a lot of moments where he has to do that with his white hair. Yeah. He's just constantly pulling it out of his face.
I did. I lost all of my lines that I put in there. That's not going to work.
Oh, no.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do instead. I'm going to grab all these. Oops, I don't need that reference image anymore. In fact, I can lose that completely.
Forget the grid fins.
Oh, fins. I just deleted my reference image. Can't add anything else. Command X. I come in context, edit, paste in place, explode. And then let's see what may have happened by pasting that in there and exploding that geometry. That may have been enough to intersect. It was. So now I can actually just delete these 9 circles and I'm back to a solid just like it was before. Solid group. Nice. Obviously we're not to scale. Maybe that'll be the last thing is we'll come up with dimensions and get everything scaled. No grid fins. No.
Blue Origin is Jeff Bezos' thing, right? Is that right? I think that's what what his little space thing is he's working on. I came across this great graphic that shows like all of these different rocket sizes. So you got the Falcon, and then you got the Falcon Heavy, and then there's a Delta IV Heavy, which I'm not familiar with, and then both of the Blue Origin ships laid out here are the New Glenn 2 and 3 stage are way bigger.
Huh.
But they all look like they're smaller than...
Back in my day, if you're a billionaire, you just put on a costume, went out and fought crime at night. Now all these billionaires want to go to space.
Okay, so speaking of billionaires and stuff, so I saw this thing that Google just built the new office inside of the hangar for what's his name? What was his name? The guy with the spruce goose. They built an office building inside of the hangar. Yeah, there we go. Howard Hughes.
All right, and fix my thingy there. All right, who's got a length for the Tesla? How long is the Tesla front to back?
The Cybertruck?
Yeah.
19 feet 4 inches? What? Seriously? Holy crap.
19.4?
Yeah.
That's it?
19.4. Yep. And it's 6'3" tall.
All right, so we'll scale that to 19'4".
Lawrence said the Falcon 9 is 70 meters high.
I can do that. Let's go find the nose. $70 meters even. That's very specific.
It's all about precision.
All right. That is significantly larger. All right. There's our strutting into sci-fi so far. All right. What's next? Do we go to who or to
USS Enterprise?
Enterprise? Alrighty.
Which Kai's already chimed in to say. Yeah, I guess it depends on the version. Chimed in to say that is 288.6 meters in length.
I'm doing, just so everybody's square, I'm doing the original, not the 1701, not the 1701A, not the next generation.
So there's, I guess, apparently several of these amazing images that people have done, like with all of the different spaceships across the various sci-fi platforms, comparing the size.
Let me guess, there's inconsistencies.
No. It's amazing how many there are and how big some of them are relative to the others.
Oh, sorry. Thank you for setting me straight, Kai. Looks like it's got a little bit of a taper. Right.
Constitution class sounds like it's getting political. You got some people in this country who need to go to Constitution class. Am I right? Sorry. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let that go.
Thank you. All right. Not that you're not wrong or something. Just saying. Okay. What's going on back here? So I know we got this sweet looking fin cutout thing.
Actually, I wonder how much science there was behind the original design intent with Star Trek. Like, how much was somebody going, okay, so this would be like this, and this would be like this, and how much they were just like, this looks neat. Not that there's any judgment on either of those.
You know, speaking of that, I was watching, so we've talked about Mandalorian several times, thoroughly enjoyed it, and now they have that documentary on the making of the Mandalorian, and I've been watching that. Man, that was, yeah, this looks like, so this is obviously, yeah, this is that's exactly what it looks like. Andy said this looks like a traffic light cover, for sure. So what I'm going to do is, on my shape, I'm just have this little wing, which will end up creating like a round cone that I can come in and cut this out of.
Cut away, intersect.
But this right here, I don't know what this is. Is this like a full-on, just like a ball?
Yeah, it does. It looks like that.
All right, well, I'm just going to make it part of this, and we'll see what happens. Got a question.
Looking...
Charles is asking a question in that looked interesting. A digital media artist and his boss insists you can animate people in SketchUp without plugins or extensions. I'll say this. Anything is possible. Having
Depending
said
on how much
that,
time you got.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. And I guess it depends what you're talking about with animate too. So.
Yeah, the native animation tools are intended on flying around a model rather than moving a model.
All right, so I'm going to take this, follow me with this shape. There we got that. Oh,
apparently the Enterprise is more photogenic from the front, and so there's not a whole lot of people taking pictures of those engines.
You broached the subject, so I just gotta say, forgive me, Trekkies. Don't. Anybody who's a Star Trek fan, I got nothing against Star Trek, but just in the grand scheme of spaceship.
I would love a statement with a 3-sentence sort of classifier at the beginning. Okay, let me just say this.
Okay. It's just such a weird. I mean, it's just such a weird design. I mean, it just looks so. Look how it's just so weird. That's all I'll say. Like I said, it wasn't an insult or anything. It was very unique, I guess. I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, what? Somebody decided that. I think it illustrates one thing, which is interesting to me, which is if you are designing completely free of gravity, how can you build? You know, which is a cool concept.
I wonder, like, what's the feasibility of building this stuff in space too, right? These are really big. And then what was the one? What was the very first, the one with Scott Bakula, where it was like they're still on Earth.
Quantum Leap
kind of thing. What was it?
Quantum Leap? Is that what you're talking about?
No. There was a Star Trek series that was Scott Bakula
was
the captain
it's
for it.
More recent, right?
Yeah. And did they build that on Earth? Because like this design that you're doing right now definitely feels like you would have to be in space. Yeah, it's called Enterprise. Thanks, Guy. What's the name? I can't find it. To build something this big and this sort of impractical, it feels like you would have to do it in space to actually be doing the building.
Well, then if that's the case, so if you look at it, you're building it in space, why would you go with these separate pieces and shoot for any kind of aerodynamics? Because you don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting thought game or whatever that term is.
Experiment. Yeah,
thought experiment. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna take. So this is gonna be interesting because I don't want to just cut it, because if I just say subtract and take it off, then it's gonna cut that little ball that I got in there too. So what I'm actually gonna do is come in context here. I'm gonna grab the surfaces that I want to intersect. So that's this one, and maybe this one.
So Enterprise AR, and I don't know if somebody went and changed their name just for this benefit, chimed in and said it's actually a pretty smart design, because then you have space between the engines and the drive and the living quarters. Yeah, if the engine's going to blow up, I definitely want it to be over there, not over here.
I'll give you that. All right, so what I was going to do, I just decided not to do. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to grab this piece and this piece, and I'm going to cut it. temporarily close up where it was. Now, I'm going to come out here and grab this piece, subtract it. Oops, this is not a solid for some reason. Again with the stray edges. All right, try that again. Select this, subtract it from this. That gives me my little light cover thing. And now if I come in, get rid of this, and say edit, paste in place, that's going to put the ball back in there. And our OneDrive is done. Let's keep going. All right, I only want to model half of this, so I'm going to draw a line straight up like that.
Wait, are you modeling doing it in half front to back, or?
Yeah, that was my thought.
Because the back looks different than the front.
It looks like it's got a thing that pops up. So see this little fin right there? I think that's
okay.
this. So
All
I
right,
think this part still. We'll see. I'll flip it over in just a sec. We'll see what happens.
Well, you can see the top goes farther back.
Yeah.
Like the part you're modeling right now.
Right there. So I'll have to distort my geometry after I.
So I think YouTube might be having a stroke. He's over there saying weird words like nacelles or something like that. I don't know what this thing is. but I hope he's okay.
Best of luck, my friend.
I'm gonna go see if that's a real word.
All right, so I drew these little line nubs here just so I could use my Bezier to get those lines in there.
A nacelle is a real thing. I did find it, but Steve also just pointed out. Steve Frawley, everybody else, yeah, a nacelle is a part of an engine.
It's the opposite of a
It is a streamlined housing or tank. It's a streamlined housing or tank for something on the outside of the aircraft or motor vehicle. It's the outer casing of the aircraft engine.
Okay. I'm good with that. All right. Draw another curve right here. By drawing a horizontal line here, when I pull this out, as long as I stay horizontal, then I'm assured that it's going to blend seamlessly with the other half. If I didn't have that there and I had something like this, that's going to end up creating a point. But as long as I pull out at some amount at across from that, I guess I didn't need it. I could have used the red axis. Axis? Oh, man.
Yeah. Woo, nice. Good recovery.
Then I'm sure to have those two blend together more better. All right, I feel like there's two curves here. They're very gradual, but I'm going to draw a line to break this up into two pieces too. So they go from here to here. First one comes out like this and then starts to go this direction. Next one's going to pick up that one right there and kind of curve down like that. Awesome. So that's the initial profile of the saucer. I do remember that. Which movie was that where they evacuated into the saucer and ditched the rest?
Detach it? Yeah.
That was cool.
That was still a Captain Kirk era.
Was it? Was it one of the movies, or was it did it happen in the show?
It was a movie, yeah. It was one of the movies. It was when they started to really have a budget.
All right, take that. Follow me with that. All right, so now I gotta get on this weirdness.
Kai said that was in Generation, which was a movie, or Generations. Andy's asking questions since we don't do a question day anymore or a model a long day. Should I allow it?
Yeah, sure.
So when drawing a Bezier curve, does it use the arc setting for the number of edges?
actually uses degrees. Just how many degrees it turns off before it breaks the number of segments. I'm a little confused about that, I'll be totally honest. All right, so this right here, this oddness is this shape right here getting stretched. So what I'm thinking about doing, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I think I'm going to have to isolate it. And I think if I come in here, I think what I could do, if I turn on hidden, grab it, and use scale, just pull that back.
Here's what I can tell you about trying to look up facts, in quotes, about Star Trek. Anything. Any fact you can think of. It is a wildly passionate and potentially angry group of people out there who will set you straight whenever you are questioning why something was done.
Good to know.
But apparently it was detached for the first time in The Next Generation with Picard. So it wasn't even a Kirk era thing. So I was completely wrong there, which I'll own because while I enjoyed watching it, I've never been a Trekkie.
All right. So I'm gonna explode
but apparently
that
it damages the ship whenever you separate this saucer. And so that's why they don't do it very often.
That makes sense too.
Man, there are some lengthy answers to these things, though.
Hey, it's good. People got to be passionate about something, right?
That's right.
You got to have opinions.
You gotta stand for something, or you'll fall for anything.
Ooh.
I guess.
Wow.
That's a country music song. I heard that.
Okay. I was impressed. I thought that was really something special. All right, so the body, I think. Well, I'm going to draw it first, but I think we're going to have to do some more distorting. We'll see. It does, obviously, it gets cut off back here, but here, let me draw a line right here. So on my drawing, it's about 68. I go to the thickest part here. Okay, so it actually is a cylinder. All right, let's go here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I want this to be a dish. So that's why I'm going inside. I'm going in farther than I should. That is, of course, intentional. Actually, I think this recesses in slightly, doesn't it? Doesn't this maybe go in something like that? Mine does.
Looks good from here.
Awesome. Sold. All right, I'm going to draw just a standard arc here to here. I'm going to draw just a little bit of a lip. Just enough to give it a, little something.
Back to the Bezier thing, Mr. Richards said that Fredo's actually lets you type the number of segments.
That does sound.
I'm pretty sure the SketchUp one lets you do that too. But I encourage everyone to open SketchUp and try this out on your computer right now.
It's funny, and I'm not making fun of anybody. But having done quite a bit of training and talking to people, it's amazing the number of people who will do things like ask you what'll happen if they click something, or, but what if I do this? What if I do this? And I will tell you that unless you're in like some heavy IT stuff where you're talking about formatting hard drives and things, probably you should just go for it. See what happens, you know? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. All right, so there's my profile of the body. I'll just grab another circle, make sure I take off the right spot. All right, select that. Follow me with this. Super sick. All right, I'm gonna take that, make that into a new group. And get rid of the circle. And I can hide that. And now, all right, let's see. Draw a line there. All right, and I'm gonna draw some Beziers. So if I type 12, that changes the degrees. So I don't know. That's something I would have to play with before I offered a real answer. Come this way. There we go. And what I want is to make another cutter of the negative space. So that's why I was just copying around that space. So now I can just take that and I'm going to smooth everything ahead of time so I don't have to smooth it after. Not my hard cuts, but my smooth spots. Grab that and then make that into a new group. Unhide that last piece. I'm not using tags to hide. I know some people will probably call me out on that, but I've just found if I'm working with just a few things and I just have one piece that I toggle on and off with hide, it makes it pretty easy to do. Not saying that's the way you should do it, but the command's there for a reason, right? All right, subtract
for
that.
Fun.
Oop, this is not a solid for some reason. Solid inspector. Fix that. And grab this and subtract from this. All right. We have our pieces. Oh, it looks like this right here is actually rounded too. Look at that right there. Cool.
We
knew that.
That little observation deck thing back there.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, so let's do it.
So once we get through this, we have to go back up and see just exactly how big that dish is on the front of the ship, because A, it looks like it's just going to catch air, horrible aerodynamics, and B, it's got to be huge based on how big the ship itself is.
Right, but there's no air.
Oh, Kai said that's a shuttle bay. Sorry. Dave also said that. Mostly I just come here to be pointed for people to tell me I'm wrong. That's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, gotta do something with your day, right? I mean,
that's right.
Might as well tell Jody he's wrong. I got nothing else going on today.
It's all my kids tell me, so it's like home.
And now we have a whole lot more quality time with those little whippersnappers.
I will say, Andy, that had to be very tongue-in-cheek because there's not a whole lot about this ship that it's okay. Actually, a lot about the ship is surprisingly aerodynamic, but yeah, I don't think that Gene Roddenberry was big on aerodynamics. There's no air in space, right?
That's right. You don't need aerodynamicness.
So would it be called spacodynamics or vacuumodynamics?
Vacuumo? Oh boy. Now you're definitely making stuff up.
Who's having the stroke this time?
Jody just started saying things and they weren't real. Oh boy. Okay.
I feel like that's the whole purpose of the English language is to just make up words anyway. If you're not doing that, you're not trying hard enough. Warp field dynamics. See, that's not made up words, but at least they're fun words.
That's true. Well, Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna get this first part started because it's kind of weird, and then we'll loft together the rest of it. So I'll go from here to here, here to here. I'm trying to remember what I did on the other side. Is that right? Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna alt erase that to smooth it all up, and then I will grab that. And use one of my favorite extensions that I always forget how to use, Curve Loft. Skin it. Oh, love it when it just works. First try. All right. Explode. Reverse. And then Alt erase the edges. All right. There we go. Okay, so we got that. We got this. We got this. Let's start by bringing this back. Okay, so these are all relative. Obviously, this isn't where it's supposed to be, but these are all relative to where they're supposed to be. So I'm going to make a group out of that. Hold that where it is. What I could do at this point is I could create some quick geometry for this piece.
Well, we're a little late, but I was looking at a forum, and Lawrence actually posted a pretty good picture of the Falcon, where you can see the legs kind of up there. It's not as flat as you think it is. And also, Tricky2K posted a little, made a little modification to you. So you'll have to visit the forum.
To you. Right. So then I'll take that, and I'm gonna use this point right here. Right there. Draw a little line across the middle of that dish, and use that as my point that I'm gonna rotate around. Wasn't there a spaceship that only had one warp drive thing? Seems like that was real.
I would answer, but I'm sure that Kai will have a better answer because he, when he's not busy being a fan of, what was the show that he got his name from?
Oh, from Vex, right? Or
Yeah. Whatever that show's called. Apparently before that he was a Star Trek fan.
All right.
I'm sure now that I start typing Star Trek ship, then they're dropping the word nacelle like on a regular basis. So even though it's a word used for real things, not just space things, apparently if you are in the Star Trekosphere, you should know the word nacelle.
Trekosphere. I kind of like that. All right, I'm going to go to put my camera into the parallel projection mode. I got to prep myself. I can't look at this very long. I start to get a headache. Oh, so confusing. All right, and we're gonna go to camera, standard views, top down, and then I can come into context, grab this one.
So the Star Trek Online game Awakening had a single nacelle version of a ship. So again, see, I'm just using it like it's my word now.
I liked it. All right, so that's where it should be relative to that. Now I need to get it copied over here so I can actually use Keurig Mirror and this surface I have to stick my drop my second nacelle over here. Did it. I gotta get out of here. All right, back to perspective. Sweet, so everything's where it needs to be. Now I just gotta connect some stuff together. I kind of feel like,
so here's a fun fact that Lawrence dropped, was that the original concept when they first designed the ship was it was actually going to fly the other direction.
Oh, really?
That sounds silly.
Hey.
Obviously, you fly it this way. Look at it.
Have you ever seen the Wright brothers plane? Looks like it's going the
I
wrong way
have.
too.
That's true. But those guys are dead, so what do they know? Huh?
Well, nobody who designed the Star Trek, the Enterprise, is even alive yet. So, actually, I don't know.
See?
When did that happen?
I never know. I don't know how old Gene Roddenberry was when he started the whole Star Trek thing.
No, I'm talking fictional timelines. When did humans get starshipy? When did that happen? What year? Because wasn't there like somebody? Because we were already like humans were exploring the universe, and somebody launched a pod that some alien race came by and saw, and all that stuff happened, right? I don't know.
Was this in an episode of Star Trek?
Sounds like it. I think it's Next Generation. Yeah.
Andy said, "Stardate. Who knows? Who cares?" So he apparently is not a Trekkie.
That was snide. That's okay.
Apparently, if you stick a third nacelle on your Enterprise, then that's the Dreadnought design, though. I can tell you that. I mean,
that sounds cool. I like Dreadnought is just a cool. Where did Dreadnought? Who knows where Dreadnought came from? Because I think that is a cool term. I don't know what it means, but like anytime you hear about the Dreadnought class, you're like, badass.
I dread it. It's right there in the name.
That's gonna leave a mark. That's what Dreadnought says. All right, I got to get some nacelle supporters.
So Dreadnought literally means fears nothing, from the verbal phrase "dread ich nachwit" or something like that in German.
Sound like you're speaking Klingon there.
I felt a little Klingish. First used in 1916 to define a battleship. It's from a specific ship's name. It is mentioned as the name of a ship in the Royal Navy as early as 1596. Oh, I don't know. All I know is, it's always been scary and it's always been a big ship.
That's sweet. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. All right, I'm going to rotate this. I'm assuming that these connecty bits are all based off the center of the ship. Everything else seems to be, so I'm going to grab that, rotate it up. I can get too technical at this point.
I'm going to dig into history rather than etymology. 1906, the HMS Dreadnought, designed by Sir John Fisher. There you go.
Of course.
It displaced about 18,000 tons.
It just sounds cool. It sounds like it should mean a lot more than it does. I don't know.
What does it mean? It sounds like it means something pretty cool. It's a big old ship you don't want to mess with.
I don't know. I'm just looking for something deeper. Deeper than big ship you don't want to mess with, I guess. All right, I'm going to push this down into the surface. Here we go. I'm going to grab all that. I'm going to make it a group. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did before. Get me a little flag. I need a vertical surface right here at the front. And then I can copy it along that surface.
You got this whole crowd of people looking up timelines now. So Colin said the first warp signature date was April 5th, 2063.
Cool.
I have to go back and find the other date for the inaugural launch of the Enterprise. Jeez. It's a long time ago when someone said that. No, it wasn't.
All right, I'm going to take those pieces real quick, and I'm going to try to outer shell them.
Oh, Charles Cantu said that in Star Trek First Contact, November 22nd, 1996 was when they launched that one, maybe?
1996? But that already happened. We didn't do that.
Yeah, I know. I know. Whoa. 2063 was the first contact in Star Trek. Oh, okay. So maybe 96 was when the movie came out. That makes sense. That sounds right.
Ah. So we're getting our fictional universe confused with our real universe. It happens.
Yeah. Two great tastes that taste great together.
Okay, hold on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 1 solid, 2 solid, 3 solid, 4 solid, 5 solid, 6 solid, 7 solid. Wait a minute. I better run Solid Inspector too. Solid, 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 solid.
I'm gonna be honest, Aaron.
Solid.
These are the nerdy spaceship days or geeky project days. Whenever we do those videos, those are the funnest days.
Yeah. All right. I got trivia for you. Here's a piece of Star Trek trivia. So obviously, everybody knows Captain Kirk is played by. That part wasn't the trivia. Yeah, Shatner. Does anybody remember off the top of their head the one man who played it before him?
Remember, I never knew it, so therefore.
I'm not talking about Chris Pine in the reboots, but the actual TV show. One episode, there's a dude who was not Shatner playing the part. And how big's the ship?
I have to scroll back unless someone can say it faster than I can scroll back.
Yes, I think that's right. I think it is Christopher Pike. He played it was like the original pilot, right?
947 feet long for the 1701, NCC 1701.
Was how big? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
947 feet.
Well, that's bigger than the Falcon.
288.6 meters.
288.6 meters. All right, grab these two. Group them.
Christopher Pike was played by Jeff Kelly Hunter. So it wasn't Captain Kirk, it was...
That's right, it was a different...
Captain Pike, played by... Okay, all right. Why do you know that, Aaron?
I don't know. It's one of those many things where I have it stored and I don't know why. Woo, look at that. That turned out pretty sweet. I know we didn't get all the details. There's some crap going on back here. It's all very technical. But that's pretty good. That's a sweet looking ride right there.
That looks real nice. That looks real nice, Aaron.
Get you something real nice. All right. There's our sci-fi lineup. Ooh, some seem less exciting than others.
Wait, so Kai said Anson Mount now plays Pike. So is the new Star Trek? I haven't seen any of this newest, not Picard, but the other newer Star Trek. Is it a throwback to? I don't understand. What's going on?
Are we talking TV shows or movies or where are we at?
I don't know. It's all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Which is also a good segue into the next thing you're going to model.
All right. Well, we got questions about explain that way of scaling. Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. Sometimes we do things over and over again and I forget. All right, so here I have a model. What I'm doing is outside of context. So this is in its own group. I'm coming out here and drawing lines. So I'm pull this line all the way back along the red axis to the back of the drawing. All right. So I'm really just doing that to get a nice simple line to use for scale. So I'm going to grab both of these and put them into a group. I'm going to go inside that group. So I'm going to double click to enter the group and just pull a tape measure from one end to the other. And I'm going to tell it that's 288 meters by just typing 288m, enter. And it's going to prompt me now. It's going to say, do you want to rescale this group? So I'm going to say yes. And what that's going to do is that's going to set the scale of what's in that group based on this line being 288 meters. The reason I do that rather than just scaling out here is if I scale out here, everything's going to change scale. So my truck and my rocket will get bigger too, rather than just the Enterprise. Good question.
Man, there's all kinds of. You're busy talking about SketchUp stuff, whereas everybody else is
Sorry,
giving a
boring.
breakdown on Star Trek Discovery. Is apparently this newer series. It looks like it started in 2017.
So here's
it's
that
timeline before Kirk.
Here's that dish compared to Laura.
Good to know.
That's not that. It's not ridiculously large. 52 feet.
No.
So, I mean,
could be.
There's dishes bigger than that on Earth right now.
I think there's some just outside Longmont. They're mounted on the side of they're pointed kind of straight up. You know those ones over there by Haystack, Sleestack Mountain?
I do. I know what you mean. Cool. I like that. I like that model. That's, if I had a 3D printer, I'd print that. Not even being a huge Star Trek enthusiast, I think that's a cool looking model. All right.
Yeah, it's good.
One more. Gonna go ahead and save, because why not? I mean, might as well. Going to.
So we're not even talking about Picard. Is there any, like, isn't Picard a new series now too? Don't we have that as a different Star Trek you could be watching?
Season 1 just ended that, right? Or just like a couple months ago? I liked him.
First episode was January 23rd, so yeah, it's all just this year.
He's such a fun guy to watch. He's a good actor and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny to look at him now versus him in Dune, and his alopecia has kept him pretty much the same dude.
Yeah.
40 years.
All right. So what we got here.
Kai said the Mark 40 or the Type 40 Mark 1 Tardis. This is what he's been waiting for. He's been geeking out on the Star Trek stuff, but he really just wants the Tardis. And apparently that is the Type 40 Mark 1.
Of course it is.
You didn't know that?
I have no idea what's going on right now. You guys are saying words that I feel like I should know. Looks like that goes up a little bit.
What are you doing there?
I'm tracing a face. I'm gonna trace half this face right here.
Andy's been keeping track of your hair, and I'm not quite sure. I think he might have missed some because you have to have touched it more than 5 times at this point.
I don't know. You guys may be really self-conscious.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm adding details. There you go. All right. Something like that.
See, since I don't have hair on my head, it's my eyebrows that are doing what you're dealing with right now. That's me like, what's tickling my eyelashes? Oh, it's my crazy old guy eyebrows.
It is driving me crazy. I don't know. Like, I had it for a while when I first, even when I had my hat on, I would put stuff in and just slick it back. And that was functional, but it didn't look, not that it didn't look great, but it didn't look good. It's killing me. All right. So here's how, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe all the sides of the TARDIS look the same, but the front side actually is the part that opens. But the panels in Breakout are the same on all 4 sides. Like I said, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that is a true statement.
Andy basically just had a seizure, had to type in each of those different hair strokes.
Sorry about that.
6, 7, 8.
You can't put me in a box. All right. All right, so here's
Kai's fun fact before you dig into this. The police lost the copyright of that box to the BBC.
Nice. Take that, law enforcement.
Anyway. Yeah. Okay, now go.
All right, so a couple things I'm going to do here. I'm going to just grab all of this and copy it right over her. I'm going to try some things. I'm going to go grab my polygon. I'm going to go to four sides.
So Charles is on Facebook and is not going to be seen by all these YouTubers. So I have to re-say it, as somebody needs to make a supercut of every time you touch your hair from this episode.
Good luck. Well, now, if you're saying that, then I'm just going to be annoying now.
You should have your wife come in, and that's all she does is just keep pushing it back for you.
There you
go. So I feel like Lawrence is probably also going to geek out pretty hard on this, because he said he modeled the Tardis in SketchUp, and then he made a Rubik's Cube out of it.
I have seen, I don't know if was that on the forum? Because I feel like I saw that somewhere.
Probably. I mean, he's Guspert, so.
All right, so I'm making two pieces here. One's a square, and this is all coming off of the line here. So I just draw that through. It intersects the center of both, because I think this is going to be the easiest way to get my initial geometry is to select the square and say follow me with this shape right here. And I think that gets me all of my spots. I mean, this box comes out, but not on every side. The panels go in, so that gets me that original shell. Now what I can do is with the circle right here is grab that, say follow me again, and click that right there to get the round section, because that's not obviously a square. And what I want to do with that then is take this. Oh, I want to break this. So I'm going to come click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here to break that, and then select. And I'm going to take those pieces right there, make that into a component. And now get rid of, oops, no, not that. I'm going to keep grab that, make that into a component, and then grab the rest of this, triple click, delete, and now I can take just this piece, rotate it around the top, 90 degrees, 3x. Now, with that, what I've created is this thing where I can say, okay, now take a copy of this. I can line it right back up here. And now I can come in and start putting my details onto that face, and they'll automatically show up over there. So if I want to come in here and let's start with this police box. I'm going to draw a line down the middle.
So Andy posted a photo of a design that actually got built. It's a pretty good reference image. It's a really big image.
Oh, of the police box. All right, so this shape right here, let's start by this. Let's go select just that square right there. Actually, I don't want to grab all, I just want to grab 3 sides. Here, here, here. Offset that, bring that in. And now this, thank you.
What? Your coffee's late.
Coffee King. Thank you. Never going back to the office.
Does that A stand for Aaron?
It does. So then I'm going to take that shape right there. I can rotate it around the middle here. Get rid of that line, get rid of that line, get rid of that line. All right, now to push-pull it, I got to figure out how far to pull it up, and that's this line right here is gonna do that for me. 4 inches. Wow, that worked out surprisingly well. Take that up 4 inches, and then we'll pull this up a little bit too. We'll go up like 2 inches with that, just to give that some depth. So by doing that, what we've created is that shows up then on all 4 sides. So this is going to make it real quick and easy to model this. Like I said, the one difference will be basically the hinge and handle right here that's on the front won't be on the sides. But, oh, and this little bit of text right here. Does anybody have a high quality image of that or the police box text?
Besides the one that's already up?
Well, I mean, it looks good. Colin upscaled it for me, but it's definitely...
No, scroll to Andy's thing at the bottom.
Oh, I hadn't been there. One moment, please.
I mean, it's what somebody built, so it's somebody's interpretation.
That's nice. Yeah, I could stretch that, but if anybody has, I'll wait a little bit till I get there, but if anybody has a nice flat image of either of those text pieces or I don't know, I didn't even see that on the drawing. So, go ahead and post it, and I will use it. All right, continuing on, carrying on. That's the thing that is said, right? Carry on. It's like
you mean like the Kansas song?
British thing. Wasn't that like a be calm, carry on? That's a
keep calm and carry on. Yes, that's a nice
thing.
British thing.
Yeah, America would have the opposite slogan, like "Let's get nuts."
Everybody freak out. Although, I mean, the notion of keep calm and carry on is a terribly British concept anyway.
Right. Which I've heard that. I've heard that, it's like...
well, it's like pre-World War II propaganda poster.
Right, propaganda. That's the word I was looking for.
Motivational poster.
All right. So I'm going to take each of these. I'm going to push it down an inch, and then this one's going to go down an inch and an inch, and this is going to go down and then go one more. All right, so there we go. We're getting there. I keep remembering to bring down. Just following the drawing right now. It's pretty simple. All right, so now we've gotten to the point where we've got to put these panels in. So I have a window here and then 1, 2, 3 panels. It does look like, actually it looks like they're kind of just square. They're just set right in. They don't taper or anything. So that makes pretty easy. I do want to keep, I'm going to take this side and offset them, whatever that amount is, just to keep everything lined up. And now I'll come here and I will make that, and let's see how close that is. They're the same size. Looks like they're not quite the same size. So I'm going to bring this first one down.
The white box at the top is like a little panel. It's a small door that holds a phone inside. Oh yeah, I think I actually remember seeing that in one of the episodes. So I'm curious. Have you watched this enough, Aaron, to appreciate that the 10th Doctor is actually the best Doctor?
No. Like I said, I remember the guy with the fro and the scarf, and that is my entire context for Doctor Who, unfortunately.
He's not the best Doctor.
Well, and like I said, I don't know it well enough to actually argue with that. So, I believe you. I don't know.
I feel like it's probably one of those that, I mean, I think that probably it's pretty widely accepted that everybody really likes David Tennant the most, but there are plenty of people that probably would argue it in the same way that people would argue which Star Trek's the best or any of that. See, Kai, right off the bat is already saying 4. I don't know which one 4 is. I don't know anybody before
Are you
the
talking about
Ninth
the guy with
Doctor.
the who's he talking about, the guy I was talking about?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up. Yep, that's the guy. I tried to watch some of the old episodes, but like since they were all filmed old style, like they lost a bunch of the original episodes. Like they just kind of
Oh, really?
degraded, as I
Oops.
understood it. Someone's going to correct me now, and that's okay.
Whose job was that? 4 was the guy with
Somebody
scarf and
not paying
curls.
attention.
So, and like I said, I honestly, I've seen, which is, I mean, a lot of people really get into it. And it's one of those things that at this point, I'm kind of like scared to launch into it. There's just so much, and it goes back so far. I guess now's the time to launch into something like that, right? Because what do we got to do locked at home?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like as an American, everybody in America is probably going to like the ones that have been on the show since 2010. All that stuff from the 80s is sort of in the domain of people that were actually able to watch it when it was on BBC. But yeah, that's the only other, number 4 is the only other one I actually even would recognize, I think.
All right, so this point,
Rajinkia is wondering how you're changing visibility and transparency while you're working.
I actually haven't. I've just had X-ray on the whole time. So I'm actually right now, I'm drawing these lines behind the working surface. If I look at this from the side, I've dropped below. See this? All this is sitting below the actual image. Because I'm an X-ray, it doesn't really make much of a difference. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, offset that like that much. Double click to do that again and again and again and again and again. All right, then I'm gonna clean up all these. And I'm gonna give each of these windows just a little push, like a 1/2 inch. They may actually all be in plane in the actual thing, but as a 3D model, that's gonna give just a little bit of surface there to keep that different from everything else. All right, so now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and leave X-ray. I'm gonna hop over here, come in here, and I can turn everything else off. And even go view, component, edit, hide similar components. And what I wanna do is I wanna grab all this and this. And I'm gonna make a copy of it. I don't wanna just copy it over because you can see they're not quite symmetrical. There's actually a bigger chunk of, I assume it's wood, material, whatever it is, in the middle here than on the side. So I have to take this over and scale this about itself. Or actually, this is a perfect example to use flip along the red direction. There we go. I'm gonna get this, delete it, grab that, and move that right back into place. All right. So at that point, assuming that that was all right and that was all good, this is where I would break off.
Kai said no, they're inset. Did you inset them or did you extrude them?
I inset them. So that is good.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
All right, Jody, but by next week, you got to get a thermostat or something, or a thermometer in your room. So 'cause I'm always curious what you're working in.
how
I'm just,
cold
as
I am.
I'm sipping my hot coffee, looking at my thermometer, and it says it's 82 degrees in here.
82. Just a sec.
I'm assuming you're less than that. All right. Now let's see. Anybody's found any good? Oh, there we go. That's one of them. Let's go ahead and drop that on the.
All right. Went and collected my thermometer from upstairs.
All right, we'll
Which
figure out
is
the.
already says it's 75 upstairs, and I started sweating as soon as I made it above ground. So,
well, it's definitely. I get to wear. I'm wearing shorts now, but I'm sitting on a leather chair, so I gotta create a little pond down here.
so do we hear? It's a little swampy.
It's not,
We get to hear your legs be all peeling off of them.
yeah. Okay, so I have this image from someone. Someone posted that for me. I should give full credit. Gusbert gave me this one, so I got that. That's cool. I don't yet have this. I could probably pull the police box off of the other image that's posted, and I don't have whatever this little star guy is, but I could get both of those off of this image up here. So I'll go ahead and just.
So I'm going to ping you a link to, if presuming Kai's okay with this, Kai's inside, which you can use to model the inside once you get this outside done.
Put that on my list. Can't call it Tardis because I already got one of those. Call that the police box.
There you go.
I'll come back to that. All right. So the reason I want to do this, I want to get the police box text specifically. I want to get that on there before I make this front unique and add the hinge and the handle, because I want to put it on each side in one fell swoop instead of doing it over and over again. So I will do that. I'll save first because I'm so good at that. Then I will import from my desktop, police box image. All right, just bring that in nice and big. So this will get a little weird. But so I'm going to take it. So right now this is an image. An image is kind of like a special group. You guys heard me talk about this before. This is actually like a automatically created surface with a texture on it in a special group. So I can't actually use this. I can't paint this police box text onto the model. What I have to do first is come in here and explode it. As soon as I explode it, excuse me. Oh, hold up. I came over on my other monitor.
Hey, what's that thing in your left hand?
Really?
Sean's curious.
Nice. Welcome, Sean. First timer. Let me finish this point and then I'll get back to you. So as soon as I explode it, that shows up as a paintable material. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go into, it doesn't matter which one, I'll go into this one. And this surface right here, I'm going to paint then with this. So I'm going to go paint that there. And now I will right click, texture, position. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the pins and turn off fixed pins. It's going to give me these little white pins. And I'm going to grab one of them by clicking and releasing. I come up here, drop it right in the corner of that box there. I'm going to do that 4 times, one for each pin. Pick it up. Drop it right there. Pick it up. Drop it right there.
Down to 72. It's creeping down.
I think I got the opposite going on here. All right.
It's a race.
Now, I got those 4 pins on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab them from where they are and stretch them to put them into the box. So I'm going to grab this one right here, and it's going to get I'm going to get crazy distortion to start with. Oh, that's a little even too much. Let's try sliding this over a little bit closer. There we go. Get it close to where it's going to go, and now we'll grab this pin, drop it in that corner, grab this pin, drop it in that corner, grab this pin.
Gusbert just threw the words for the sign up onto the forum.
And there we go. Now, if I look at this, that'll actually be on every side. This, Sean, is a 3D mouse, specifically the Space Mouse Enterprise. Oh, didn't even think about that.
Ooh.
Space Mouse Enterprise from 3D Connection. What it does is it allows me to move this puck in the middle to move around in 3D space. And this does a couple
Time
things.
and space? Or
Got to twist it
relative
really
dimensions?
hard.
Oh.
Yeah, they fit a lot of components inside this little thing too. This leaves my mouse free to go, pick off a command, change the command I want to work in as I'm panning. It also has a bunch of shortcut keys, so taking my hand off the keyboard, I still have my shortcut keys over here. The other thing it does is it makes for fairly smooth transitions as I spin around here. I can spin pretty nice and smooth. Everything looks good when I do that, as opposed to, this isn't bad, but the click and quick dragging of orbiting doesn't present necessarily as well as some nice smooth pans that I can do when I'm using the 3D mouse. Not a requirement for SketchUp by any means, but it is a nice option to have if you do a lot of 3D modeling or presentation of 3D modeling. All right, last thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to color the rest of the surfaces. Let's go ahead and let's pick a color off of the actual drawing. I'm going to go for when I go to pick a color, so I'm using not the modifier key, which will pick a texture material. I'm actually using the eyedropper from the color UI. And when I do that, it gets me this blow up window where I can mouse around and find the color I want. When I go pick a color off of an image, generally 9 times out of 10, I'll try to find the lightest shade I can. Because as soon as I paint this onto a big space and SketchUp puts its shadows on it, it's going to look a little darker. So I usually try to find a lighter color. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that color and then put that on there. Yeah, that looks good.
There's a whole mess of pictures on the forum. Everybody's been getting you signs, stuff that probably is less distorted than what you got.
But that was a cool teaching opportunity. All right.
No, that's good. You did it. You're fine.
All right, so
there's still another one though that Guspert put up that you're not going to be able to do.
Okay.
With the method you just used. Also, there's a link that I shared with you of Kai's Tardis interior.
All right. Okay, so just a quick tip on painting. There are modifier keys for painting. If I was to do a select all and just paint it, I would of course lose my police box image up there that I just spent all that time on. So I'm going to undo, and rather than paint everything connected, I'm just going to come in here to paint with my color, and I'm going to hit the option key. I believe it's Control on Windows, and I'm going to click here, and that says paint all the connected faces that are the same as this white. So everything gets white then. Now I can come in here and say, okay, the only pieces that should actually be white are this, and then all those most of those panels. So I'm just going to zoom out so I'm looking straight at it, and I'm going to just do a select of just those pieces. And I'll fill those with white also. And actually, these two are white. These ones are actually glass. So I am going to grab a different color, maybe like a real light gray. Maybe come over into the tealy colors and then color those like that. I forgot I had to do that twice.
Try again.
All right, and then I can do. Yeah, see, that's what that looks like. They're frosted glass.
That's cool.
Now
Frost is cool.
While I'm in here painting, I'll just go ahead and hop in here real quick and start by painting it all dark blue, and then maybe this part right here, I'll just make a nice
So
break.
back when we first were first Trimble and we were trying to like design out our office space, we had this big elaborate plan. We were going to actually create a one-person conference room for when you have to do conference calls or whatever, what have you. And we were going to actually build a Tardis just for that. But then,
Really?
So yeah, stuff happened. I think we ended up having an unexpected change in management.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stand this up now. We're at the point where we don't have to keep this. Actually, I don't need this at all. And delete that. And then I can.
It doesn't look any bigger on the inside. It looks pretty much the same size. Like the walls are 0 thickness, even.
Almost.
Literally the exact same size.
Yeah, what about now that it's upright? Okay, that made no difference. I get it. All right, let's move that up. Get that up on the ground. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take this one, the front, which will end up being the front. I'm going to make that unique. I'm going to go into one of these other ones and just get rid of that line right there. And that finishes 3 out of 4 sides. This front side, however, has this little, I'm assuming it's just a piece of wood lapping over to cover the hinge. And then there's a handle, a lock, and then of course some graphics. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do this I'm gonna take this line right here and I'm gonna move a copy. See what looks good for, yeah, like that much. I'll move a copy the other way. Same distance. And then I can take that and I'll pull that out like that. Beauty. And then let's save. And I can import where was it? What did I call it? Sign.
Ooh, it's biggin'.
So right now, that is an image sitting inside my component. So I have my component inside my component, I have an image, and it's just on that face. Keeping it easy. Let's go see what's going on in the forum.
All kinds of stuff.
Nice, 2011 model. All right, let's get
Do you use like rub sticks together to use the push-pull tool, or how'd that work?
way back in 2011. Oh, ancient history. All right, so we got a handle here, and it looks like a little lock there. So I'll just hop in here. I think I want to center that here, and then I feel like put that lock in the center here as well. So I'm drawing lines just to use as reference. Oh no. Nope. All right, so I'll start the lock. Lock will be simple, just throw a circle right in the middle. Bring it out like that. Ooh.
Treehouse Design wants to know if SketchUp changed the resolution of that imported image.
Probably, because 1024 is the biggest SketchUp will import. So it is possible.
And also, very important to know, Kai said that is a Yale style lock. So if you want to be technically accurate.
So that means I'm going to color it silvery and pull it out a little bit and be done.
Because that's what they do at Yale.
That's right. If it was a Harvard style lock, I might have spent a little more time on it.
TomTom just appeared and says nope. That's all he says. Nice. Nice and cryptic. Thanks, Tom. Oh, he's saying
It
you
will
can
import full size. Okay. I stand corrected.
I mean, Well, I mean, there's a checkbox you can do there, right, by default.
That was less cryptic, I guess. That's good.
Yeah. No, I figured that's where he is going. I just wanted to give him some grief because I haven't seen him in here in a minute.
Yeah, he doesn't hang out with us anymore. All right, I'm going the long way around of, I could have used a rectangle off the center, but something weird's going on with my surfaces here. I'm gonna draw a rectangle around all of this. It's not intersecting. Am I out of context? No, I'm still in context. I'm not sure why this is not breaking the way I want it to.
Would you say it's Breaking Bad?
It is. It's breaking incorrectly. How's that? That's why they didn't name it that.
Yeah, that's
dumb
horrible.
name.
It's a horrible name.
All right, so I'm just get that like there. Grab all that. Actually, it was blue, wasn't it? Kind of looks kind of blue. It's not nearly big enough either. I need to get rid of this. I'm running out of real estate on my screen. All right, pull that out a little more. Pull that this way.
My thermometer says 71 now. Still going. I think you'll be done before it gets caught up to how cold it really is.
Oops. Man, I do not have that going on here. This hot coffee's helping though. Well, yeah, I know. Ivors, give me grief about finally using color. It's about the modeling, not the painting. But yeah, this seemed to require it. I think I'm there.
Yeah, the color of the Tardis is I mean, that's a third of the design right there.
Oh, I lost a window. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
I am with Kai that I don't like those two little white bits. Is there a reason you didn't color those two?
Because that's the way it is. Look.
Is it?
Yeah. Photo reference says so. See?
All right. That reference is weird.
Oh, well, in that case. Well, not only that, come here. Come here. Come.
All right. Oh, punk.
Look. Oh, it's because they're frosted and the rest are not. See?
All right. Or whatever.
All right,
I'm not going to fight you.
I don't like this.
I just know that Kai LOL'd, and so I thought maybe this is a chance to kick you while you're down.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks all. Super sweet. All right, I'm gonna make something that looks a little bit more like what we got going on here for real. I'm gonna draw a little bit of Bezier. Oops.
Andy said to check out his squared off image. But maybe you just did that. Did you just do that? I think you just did that. I think you did that before.
Oh.
I gotta say, well, okay, never mind. This is not an official prop. I was gonna say the handles on the picture posted on the forum look much less high quality.
Yeah.
But you'll also notice when you look on the forum that there's a little handle that goes on that small door that has the sign, the free.
I saw that. I was
for
thinking
use
I
of public.
might just make a handle here,
And make
and
it
then
small.
yeah, just copy it.
Indeed, I'll handle.
All right, and then I will smooth some things out. That's better. It's a monolithic model right now, so it's all part of the same thing, but I'm just going to grab this piece, make it a component. Actually, no, I don't even need to do that. I'm just going to make it a group. I'm going to copy it from here to here. And then size it down, aka scale it. I'll move that. Nope.
Okay.
This direction.
So Jennifer on YouTube couldn't scroll back, couldn't find anything scrolling back, and I'll just clarify that it has not been said, but the Enterprise was apparently modeled after the symbol for Uranus, the astrological symbol.
Uranus.
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 Right.
All right. Cool. That's cool. No, that's fine. I know what you're talking about. That is interesting. Okay. Like the others, I do want to end up with a solid here. So I'm gonna have to do a couple things. One is I have to explode these two, and then hop on the inside to make sure that I got holes in there. This did not quite work, so let's grab all this, intersect with selection. Now I can get rid of my extra geometry and delete that. Same thing down here. Clean it up, clean it up. Delete that. All right, so that's all pretty close. The other thing that's going to keep this from being a solid is the fact that I have this image just kind of floating here. So I will have to, let's see, I'm going to trace it right now. That's going to break this geometry. So then when I explode this, if all goes well, that just sits right there. So it's just sitting right in that space. All right, now I'm going to take these 5 pieces because of the little light on top. I'm going to put those into a group. I'm going to go into that group and explode everything. And I'm going to draw a line, a single line across the bottom. That should close it all up. Oh yes. I better color that too. All right, and let's see.
I don't think anybody's going to be able to. Oh wait, no, actually, you see it fly through space, so people would see the bottom.
Avi.
Good thinking.
Oh, got some stray edges. And it's solid. All right, question time. Scale.
Right. Go check out the link to Kai's ArtStation post of his interior. I don't know if you've ever seen inside this thing, but the inside of the Tardis is it's a wonky beast for sure.
Let's check it.
Oh, and the TARDIS is only 8 feet tall.
Is that to the top of the light, to the ground?
I guess so.
Did you throw that same link into the?
I also put it in chat.
Okay, good. That is crazy. That's I like the outside better. Just saying.
Certainly easier to model that in 40 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, Andy said with the light, it should be around 9 feet.
9 feet.
9 feet? Question
Around.
marks.
I love when we're
All I know is that
building
Laura is
crafts
the size-
capable of space and time travel, and we use terms like it's about.
Well, Doctor used terms like timey-wimey and wibbly-wobbly, and I mean, you know, life is imprecise.
That's true. All right, 9 feet. Yes. Boom. That looks about right. Dr. Laura could just
There you go.
hop in. Oh, she's in, and she's out. All right. Well, we did it. Whoa! Hey, forgot you're out there, big guy.
Heyo.
That's a lot of Starship right there. That was sweet. That was fun. I liked it. That multiple. And I gotta say, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna get real right now.
I appreciate your honesty. This is best policy.
The hardest thing of all those was that truck.
Well, it's because you're doing it all weird, though.
Well, I didn't know how else to do it because there's no like other than this being flat. This is at an angle. This is at an angle. This isn't at an. You know, it was weird. It was a weird shape, and yeah, unfortunately, I spent all my time getting that body blocked out. I didn't get to do bumpers and stuff, but everything else was really pretty easy by comparison.
I don't think it has bumpers.
It does. The real one has
I mean, that's
bumpers.
like-
I did model.
That's like one of the first complaints that people had was that it. Maybe they added it to this, but the original design when they unveiled it was like bumper free, and everybody's like, "You can't do that."
And it had no mirrors, right? Wasn't that a problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cybertruck. Sorry, I know we're saying Tesla truck. It's the Cybertruck. It's cyber. All right, so here's one thing I was wondering. I want to see how much stuff makes up each piece. So 24 sides. Every circle I made was 24 sides. Every arc I drew was 12. The Cybertruck ended up at 718 pieces. Let's check the Falcon. 7,884 pieces. $8,326 pieces. Oop. Got it over nested. 3,315 pieces. Wow, so that's crazy to think that there's almost as much geometry in this rocket as there is in all of the Enterprise. That's cool.
Yeah, but the little nine boosters really.
That's
kicks
what did
up
it.
to
Yeah,
11.
it was copying following me around a circle with two arcs. That'll be the dense part in the mesh there. Yeah, look at that. So it turns black right there as you zoom out. Awesome. That was fun. I like that. That was a good time.
Good time was had by all.
Well, at least me. I don't know if everybody else enjoyed it or not, but
Oh yeah, based on the comments in chat, everybody's just sort of irritated and sick of you and your hair.
sorry. See, I know. I was trying to. As the longer I sit here, the more strands start to fall forward. So. Treehouse Design is asking you to nudge texture while you're in texture position. You can move them, but it is click on it and drag it around. There's not like a technically like arrow keys to nudge or anything like that, but you can move them. Awesome. Well, of course, here's something to think about, right? Is Tesla truck seats 2 or 4?
6.
Si-
It's a bench seat in front and 3 across.
So 4 for real. 4,
No, it's
4
like really
comfortably.
big. No, 6 comfortably. Like when they were doing the like having people ride around in it. 6 big old male humans You can fit in that thing comfortably because shell, so it's way roomier inside than
There's
you
nothing
think.
there. Kind
It's
of
bigger
like,
on the inside.
did you see the cockpit for the Dragon? The dudes are just kind of sitting there, loungers, and like some screens ahead of them, and that was it.
Well, so that's where he got the idea for doing the Tesla truck out of the cold rolled steel. Is
Oh,
it's
really?
the same thing they used for the actual Dragon.
Well,
And
according,
it's strong enough. It's strong enough that there's not a frame.
so I think that was right. It's just over six. Andy's asking how wide it is. According to my model, it's about 6'5", but I think it is right around that. It's over 6 feet wide. So
Yeah, I think it was 6'3". Oh, it was 77 inches wide. So yeah.
so 3 dudes across, you're looking at like under 2 foot per butt. It could happen.
My butt fit in that. Shut up.
Ooh, hey, I didn't say nothing. So that's interesting. So seat 6, seats 2, seats, I don't know, hundreds? Let's see. You gotta have at least 2 red shirts to kill each episode. So how many episodes were there? Plus the 12 main bridge crew. Yeah. And then I don't know. Is the Tardis infinitely large on the inside or just bigger than it is on the outside? No, I guess that's the inside, so. Looks like you could fit a few dozen in there if you had to.
Yeah. There are separate rooms inside of the TARDIS. So.
Ah. All right. Well, that's fun. Cool. Well, hey, guys, we're there. That is that. I will get all of this up on Warehouse, so if you guys want to hop in there, grab it, and do stuff with it, you are more than welcome to. Mostly, thank you for hanging out with us. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves and maybe learned something. It's kind of an underhanded way to sneak knowledge in there, you know. Colin says the 100 crew and 850 passengers. Well, like a pleasure cruise.
That's how they fund it, right? Is all the people that. No, I don't know.
Well, originally it was a 7-year voyage to explore distant space or something like that.
Oh, I was thinking it was a 3-hour tour, but that's a different ship.
That's a different. It's 3-year
the
tour.
SS Minnow. No. No, I was singing the song for Gilligan's Island.
Right. No, something like that. They remember the original voiceover. It was a 3-year mission to explore something uncharted space or something like that. I don't know. Capable of carrying.
So Andy, yeah.
Somebody's got their Wikipedia page open. 6,000.
So the Gilligan's Island pilot came out the same year as the Star Trek pilot. How about that?
Opposites, huh?
Sorry.
5 years on the same ship with the same people. Well, I'm about 4 months in the house with the same 3 people. I don't know, 5 years.
But you're at least related to them.
That means I can't go. No, I'm just kidding. We're having a good time here still. All right. Yeah, so back to calling it.
Yeah.
Amit's asking something about Fredo tools.
He said something about installing it, but I didn't see the actual question.
Yes, you should install Fredo tools. And make sure you install Fredo Lib as well, or Lib Fredo.
Lib.
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 That has a bunch of library files that you need in order for it to run, so make sure you get that. And then when you install it, you're going to go to right here, your extension manager. And, I know it's down there. Click Install Extension and navigate to the RBZ. That's all there is.
He just wants to learn it. Well, this is not the place to learn it. I mean,
nope.
Go to the forums.
Yes. Actually, and if you go to Sketchucation and go to the plugin, or actually go to the forum, there is a forum topic for every extension they have. So all the learning tools you could possibly come across are going to be up there. So yeah, we don't do deep dives into extensions. We tried that once. Didn't work out well. So
it's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it.
I think it's messy. All right, cool. Well, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us. I hope you guys had a good time, and I hope everybody is staying safe, staying sane, using SketchUp, modeling fun stuff. If you do have ideas that you think would make good models, I will leave the chat running for a little while after we sign off. You can leave them there, or hop onto our forum, forums.sketchup.com, and leave a note on there. So until next time, I'm Aaron, and on behalf of myself and Jody, and all the rest of SketchUp, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us, and we will see you later.
See you guys.
I need to figure out how to... I lost my mouse.
Oh, no. Wah, wah.
I got too many screens now. Okay, we're good.